Alright, you bastards, it is Some-Belgian-prepper, and today we're going to talk about 15 survival uses for an umbrella. In this case, weatherproof umbrella, but yeah, our umbrella nonetheless. And you would think, why would you take an umbrella with you? That's not really necessary, it will break easily, but there are certain situations where an umbrella can be handy in either EDC situations. We're just walking around like a jolly old Englishman on rainy days, especially here in Belgium. It rains a lot, so yeah, you can be a greyman with an umbrella. And also, even in a bug out scenario, I would say it can be helpful if you don't have a full bug out bag, or you cannot carry a full bug out bag because perhaps it's a wartime situation, perhaps it's how do you say this, when they close everything down with curfews and this and that, you know what I mean. But it's a situation where you cannot evacuate with a full bug out bag without being a target by either the military, police, enemy forces, or perhaps desperate people or criminals who want to, they know if you have stuff, they will get you. But with just perhaps a small EDC or bug out bag and an umbrella, you can do actually a lot, and I will talk about it now. First of all, you would say umbrella in EDC situations and perhaps in a bug out scenario, it can be a good self-defense tool. For example, not only in a default setting, as long as you have something to step with, perhaps it's a little bit more how do you say this, a sturdy umbrella, not one of those plastic things, but made out of wood. You can make it yourself with metal. You can just bash someone, you can parry, you can keep someone a little bit at distance at least, you can intimidate because you have a weapon and perhaps the other person not. It's not 100%, but it's something that could be advantage in any fight. So that's the first thing. Second thing I would say is, and this would be the obvious one, rain. Yeah, of course, in EDC situations, if you don't have a jacket or a rain poncho or whatever, rain could be a very handy situation for that. Of course, that's why the umbrella is made. And not only for a rainy situation, but as you perhaps can see, the sun is shining. Also for protection against the sun. If you're going to walk a long time without any shade, perhaps in Belgium you walk across the, how do you say this, the agricultural areas. There is not a lot of trees around here, perhaps in the city even. You can just walk around like a Lolita goth girl with an umbrella. This is actually a very big umbrella, but that is also because it's a windproof umbrella, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But it's a good handy solution, especially if you're not going to wear a lot of how do you say this, clothing for your EDC or bug out scenario, because it's perhaps very warm. You only need an umbrella for that, and it doesn't take that much space, and you can protect yourself. So a protection against rain, against sun, and also protection against wind. You wouldn't say that because every umbrella I had so far broke with the smallest, tiniest gush of wind, but that's because these were very cheap umbrellas, and this is one of those windproof umbrellas. Perhaps I can show you. This one has some more reinforcements. It's made out of better materials, so you will not have the situation where it will just snap. And perhaps I can show you it like this. If you are on a bug out scenario, perhaps you have to travel incognito over a long way, and you want to sit down, perhaps make a fire, and you want some protection against the wind because you're in an open area on the outside. You can just sit up, place the umbrella between legs, do your task, and you're protected against the wind and even a little bit against rain like this. Could be very handy in that regard. I'm going to close it for this one. Another thing you can do is to carry a bag hobo style. You know the hobos, if you find a bag, you have a carrier bag, a plastic bag from the shops. or whatever. I will show you with this. Perhaps you have to carry it, some extra baggage. You can just put it around like this, and that way you can carry it like one of those old-time hobos on your back like this with too much problems. Of course, your umbrella have to be a little bit sturdy, not one of those plastic things, but it can be very helpful that way to, if you're already carrying a bag or extra bags, and now you also have a hand free for to carry something else, or perhaps you can carry two. You can also carry here one, and then you can carry two bags at the same time. Could be very handy to help distribute the weight. Another thing you can do is drag a wounded person. If you ever saw the movie with Dawes, what was he, Jehovah Witness or something, that's in World War II, that got the Medal of Honor because he saved so many wounded soldiers. I would recommend to look into that history. It's very interesting. One of the moments he did was he had to drag a fully equipped soldier from the battlefield that was wounded. So what he did is took a rifle, but imagine this could be the rifle. He put it onto a blanket, rolled it up, laid the wounded soldier on top of it, and he could carry him like that. But in this case he carried him like that. And the same thing you can do with an umbrella as a way, if you have a blanket, a poncho, rain poncho or something. Yeah, why do you need a rain poncho? Why do you need an umbrella if you already have a rain poncho? But nonetheless, you can carry it up on some plastic or whatever and drag the person that way into safety. Or if you are with two persons, what you can do is instead of it's like a carrier technique where two persons hold each other's hand. Wounded person sit in the middle, arms around the neck, and carrying them that way. The same thing goes with an umbrella. You carry this one, the other carry this one. Person sits on the umbrella, arms around your neck, and you can carry that person, a wounded person, that way. It's also a good situation. If you want to do some chores, but the ground is muddy, dirty, wet perhaps, but you have a tree, you can take the umbrella, put your bag on top of two twigs like this, and you can hang your carrier bag that way without it getting dirty. So that way is a handy way to keep some stuff clean, or perhaps your jackets, anything you can hang on top of it. You can hang a mirror to shave yourself, whatever. You can use the umbrella that way as an improvised shelter. Yeah, this might sound a little bit stupid, but if you are on the walk evacuation for a longer period of time and you need some shelter, you can use this as an improvised shelter. If you don't have a tent or whatever, you can just sit down, keep your clothes together so you can use it like this. If you can lean your back against something smaller, a tree stump or something, and you can just put your legs in that way that your hands are free and it leans against you, and that way you can perhaps take a nap or shelter for a longer time, resting or whatever, without the umbrella getting a little bit out of in your way or blowing away. So that could be an improvised way of shelter, not the best one, but it's a shelter nonetheless. Another thing, this could be very stupid or actually very genius, depends how you look out of it. If you want to carry some water from a water source to some other people or to filter it, and you don't have a canteen or something else to carry water in, some umbrellas, especially this one, are waterproof from the outside, so they could be waterproof from the inside. So you can scoop some water and carry it perhaps that way towards your base camp, or a place where you can process this water to filter it perhaps. But yeah, it could be a way to transport some materials that way. I'm gonna close this off again. That's the only thing that I find annoying about this. The little, I would prefer it to be something more universal, like something a knotting system. Perhaps I will make it myself. Yeah. So another thing you can use it for is as a walking stick. So if you carry something on your back, a heavy bucket bag, a heavy load, you can use this to either distribute the weight on 3 points of your body, so your back will not hurt after some time. Or if you walk on uneven terrain, and you don't want to you sprain your ankle by something that could make your legs wobbly, you can find some points of stabilization. That way, if you're going to walk on something. Another thing, if you want to test the ground in front of you, perhaps the ground is too muddy, too wet, perhaps it's ice you want to test, you can use it as a poking stick to see if it's not quicksand, whatever. Another thing, you can hide stuff in it. If your umbrella is closed, there is a lot of stuff you can put inside of this. Many, how do you say this, thieves, if you're going to capital cities or whatever, as a tourist, whatever, the robbers usually want your money. So they will most likely think that your precious things are here, your watches, your money belt. But if you put your cards, your money inside of this and close it off, yeah, nobody will think about stealing that, because it's just a worthless umbrella, they would think. Yeah, umbrellas get stolen, but not as much as the more priced wallets, I would say. Another thing I would say is perhaps for the Self-Defense Act, you can connect something something heavy inside of it that has more weight, and if you smack somebody, it can be handy. If you have a point, something like this, you can put something sharp and pointing in it and use it as a spear. Alright, another thing you can do is use it as a sparking device. If you have a broken arm, broken leg, and you need to keep it straight till medical people arrive, you can just, if you're, I don't know if you can see it well without this falling. If your leg is broken, you can attach the umbrella to it, tie it to certain points to keep your leg straight and immobilize it, so if it's fractured, that you won't make more damage. The same thing goes with if somebody's neck is broken, you can tie it together with the outside, so their head will not move and make it worse in if their neck is broken. I think we're almost at last. One thing I would say is, for EDC perhaps, or for a bug out scenario, if you have an umbrella that is more camouflaged, perhaps military colors, perhaps the colors of your surroundings. If you're in an urban area, perhaps gray or something, or something that fits to the buildings. Or if you're on the outdoors, like me, something green, brownish. You can imagine it is the color of the, how do you say this, my surrounding area, and if you want to hide, it is more, you can be less visible from far away. I don't say from close away, but from further away, you can break the contours of your body that looks like a human into this that is the same color as your surroundings. So perhaps not the best, but it's something that you could do if you want to improvise, if you don't have all your gear with you. Alright, the same thing goes also for hunting. If you have a colored umbrella that matches your surrounding and you want to ambush an animal for hunting during the bug out back with a bug out scenario, you can just wait it in that way. And yeah, like those are like 15 things, survival uses you can do with an umbrella. I know it might sound stupid, but that is what prepping is all about. It's about doing more with less, with what you got. And if you only got an umbrella and that is the best thing you got at the moment, or the thing that will be least suspicious to be a greyman, all the way. Oh, and by the way, that is also the reason why my character Historia Valkyrie in my book Bloody Crosses, link in the description if you're interested, in the book Bloody Crosses, always has an umbrella. It's always, because it's so multifunctional, that she always has this. And last but not least, I think an umbrella makes you a little bit dandy is the word, or what's the word, stylish. I find that if you have a long coat and an umbrella, it makes you a little bit distinguished, like a gentleman. So I hope you found this video interesting. If you know another use of an umbrella that I haven't thought about, please let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and see you in the next video. Cheers!